Good evening. And welcome to all of you who are here this evening. Very nice to see you all. And I see, sorry, what was your name? Sue. This is your first time, right? Okay, do you know what we're doing here? Do you know what you're doing here? What am I doing? What have I let myself in for? Oh, just a quick overview, just a quick, for your benefit. This program that we do every Friday night is a program that was introduced by our guru, our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, who on this altar here, this gentleman sitting on the far left on this table here. He came to the West in 1965. This process of meditation and understanding of spiritual science, understanding who we are, why we're here, what life is all about, everything actually, is a very ancient process. This isn't some new age philosophy or something like that. This is actually an eternal process, which was first written down in 5,000 years ago. So this isn't something new. But it is important in Kali Yuga, in the age we live in, because it's a very disturbed age, a very degraded age we live in, that we have a very simple and easy process of self-realization and meditation. Because everything is a massive disturbance, there are distractions everywhere. Which, if we look around, watch the news, you can see what a terrible place this planet actually is and what a mess it's in. So, the work that has to be done in this in a spiritual sense, has to start with us, within. That is important. We have to transform from a material consciousness into a spiritual consciousness. That doesn't mean we have to change our lifestyle. It doesn't mean we have to dress up in saffron robes and wear paint on our face and stuff like that. That's not necessary, but we just have to understand our real nature. And the easiest way to do that is through this process of meditation called mantra meditation, which our guru brought from India about 1965. Until then it had been kept quite secret in India, really. It wasn't spread worldwide, but he had a mission to spread this process worldwide out of love, no other reason. He didn't do it for money or any other reason. You can, look at his life and look at his example and all it does. It's actually just to make us happy. So internal peace is as important as external peace. But to achieve external peace, we first have to become peaceful ourselves. And meditation is the most potent way of doing that. Mantra meditation is meditation on sound. So there is a mantra called the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Maha meaning great, and mantra meaning to deliver the mind, because our mind is our worst enemy when it comes to most things. So we have to control the mind and plug into something more transcendental. And this helps us to achieve that very easily. So I'm sure you'll pick it up as we go along. It's done in a call and response fashion. We offer a few prayers to our spiritual master and to the preceptors of this movement initially, and then we chant Hare Krishna mantra together. It's very easy, it's just 3 words, Hare Krishna and Rama, which are spiritual sound vibrations. They're not material sounds. So meditation is extremely important to focus on the sound. Yes? It's not good thinking about having a cup of coffee or what's going to happen in EastEnders. We have to control the mind and bring it back under control, and then we'll start to experience something a little bit different in our lives. So we'll start there. That's just a quick overview. And then there is a little spiritual discussion. So there's a bit of chanting, a bit of spiritual discussion from His Grace Premaniketan this evening. And then we have some vegetarian supper as well. So it's always there. So that's the process. That's what we do. That's the main program that we do on a Friday evening. Of course, there's a lot more to it than just that, but this is the starting point, if you like. And from there it expands. Yes? And it never stops expanding, actually. Because Krishna and spiritual life is unlimited. And spiritual pleasure is unlimited. It just gets better and better. So, okay, so we'll make a start then.
Jaya
All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga. Thank you very much. So, all these names that you see at the end there, just for those of you who don't know or aren't aware of what they are, these are all names of particular deities in the UK, in temples in the UK that we serve, and expansions and incarnations of Krishna, who is the supreme absolute truth. So the absolute truth is unlimited, and he can expand and incarnate in multifarious forms, etc., etc. But we understand from these ancient teachings that the supreme source of everything, and all of these incarnations and all of these deities and all of these expansions, is Krishna. And that is why this name Krishna is extremely powerful, very potent. That's why we chant this name. And it is recommended for this age of Kali, this age of quarrel and hypocrisy and problems, both internally and externally in the world. With this simple process of chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare has been invested with special power. It's especially powerful in this age. It's powerful anyway, because the Supreme is absolute, and his name is exactly the same as them, as him. It's no different. So just a quick, I was just reading this just before we started. So this is just a little thing about chanting before I hand over to Prem here, just to clarify what we've just been saying. This is from a book called The Nectarian Ocean of the Holy Name. Just dived into a nectarian ocean. Yes. It always attracted me. I always wanted to swim in a nectarian ocean. Yeah? And that's what will happen if we take up this process. It's nectar. It produces nectar, spiritual nectar. Nectar is sweet. You know, the hummingbirds, and bees, they go for the sweet parts of the flowers. They take the nectar from the flowers. That's what nectar is. It's the sweetest, the most sublime thing you can get. There's nothing more sweet or more uplifting or more enjoyable than nectar. So this is a book called The Nectarian Ocean of the Holy Name. That's what we've just been doing, chanting the Holy Name. This particular thing which I received today says the inner attitude towards chanting, and chanting in humility. It says chanting is very simple. This process is extremely simple. Yes, it's not difficult, is it? Srila Prabhupada used to say, where is the difficulty? 3 words, that's all you have to say. Where's that difficult? Why is that difficult for anybody to do? It's not, is it? It could not be made any more simple. Just chant these 3 words, that's all you have to do. And then you will achieve the highest result of our existence. That's pretty, amazing when you think about it. But chanting is very simple, but it has to be practiced seriously and humbly. Therefore, the author of a book called the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is one of the books that we read by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he advises this, that everyone to keep the verse always strung around his neck, Trinadapi verse. Humility, we have to become most humble. This verse tells us how we have to become very humble, not puffed up, thinking we know everything. I think this, I believe this, I think this, I believe this. That's all. It doesn't matter what you think or what you believe. That makes not a jot of difference to the absolute truth. Our ego may tell us we know more, we know better, but that's actually not the case. So we have to become humble first and accept that this will work. This is perhaps something which I haven't come in contact with before, but it will give me something which I've never experienced before. I don't believe that, and dismiss it. No, we have to open our minds and our hearts up to it, and then it will work, have the effect. So we have to do that in humility. So he advises that everybody become humble, because humility is the most essential attitude for proper chanting. If one chants like an arrogant fool or is full of lust, there is no way to actually hear this holy name. So then it says, devotees of the personality of Godhead know that Sri Krishna, the son of the king of Raj, is the absolute truth. They do not discriminate between Sri Krishna's name, his form and his pastimes. One who separates the Lord's absolute name, form and qualities must be understood to be lacking in absolute knowledge. A pure devotee knows that when he chants the transcendental name Krishna, Sri Krishna is present in this transcendental sound. So this isn't just a word, there's much more to it than that. We could chant baked beans, but you wouldn't get the same result, right? Or any other mundane word, it wouldn't have the same effect. Correct? Yeah? You ever tried chanting baked beans or something else? That doesn't work, it wouldn't work. But this Hare Krishna mantra, as we've discussed many, many times, I've been doing it now for over 40 years, and it never gets boring, and it gets more pleasurable, more pleasurable, more pleasurable. Because it's a spiritual sound of vibration, it's not a mundane sound vibration. So Sri Krishna is present as transcendental sound. Therefore he chants with full respect, humility and veneration. But of course, there's a little addendum here saying, Dear Krishna, I am not respectful enough to your presence while I'm chanting. Please help me to become more aware of your presence and have the proper humility and veneration. So we should try and act in that way. Yes? And then we'll achieve something much higher, much more pleasant. When we receive much more nectar, yes? Not only that, we'll experience, but we'll develop knowledge and understanding, and also be able to help save the planet from the garbage that is going on outside. But we just have to be humble, we just have to open our minds and hearts and accept it. It's free, you don't have to pay for it. It's been given freely. 3 words. What could be more simple? And I'm sure all of you who do this will probably agree with me. Yeah? Anybody disagree? No. But you have to do it. Yes? We have to act in that way. We have to do this process. Then we'll receive the benefit. So thank you very much for doing that, chanting. And carry on, take it with you. It's a free gift. We'll give you a money back guarantee, it'll work. Just do it, use it in your life whenever and ever, all the time, whenever you want to. It makes no difference. There's no rules, no hard and fast rules. Just chant this Hare Krishna, all you can, as much as you can, when you can. And the effect will be manifest within and without. So, okay. I'll hand over now to Discourse Premaniketan. Das. Thank you very much.
So the human beings should become like honeybees, not like flies. Yeah? Flies have tendency not to go around flowers. Yeah? They will go to garbage. I was listening to Srila Prabhupada's lecture this morning while going to work. And Srila Prabhupada was so heavy on this topic. Then said that if we waste our human potentials just on garbage, that's very sad state of our consciousness. Because human beings, as a human beings, we have very evolved consciousness. Our consciousness is the best amongst all the creatures in this material world. It's the best one. And it has a lot of potentials. It has a lot of potentials. Like Einstein said, when he discovered the E is equal to MC square formula, it's going to be kind of utilized for a wrong purpose. And it has been. That people will create a nuclear bomb and attack and, and that's what happened. We have a lot of potentials as humans. And it is the human mind which is the most dangerous place of all the places in the world. It's not even the nuclear atomic bomb that's most dangerous. It's the human mind that's most dangerous. Yeah? So Srila Prabhupada was saying that we have to train our human brain, human mind in such a way that it becomes like honeybees. Yeah? And go and suck the nectar. As Mukunda Prabhu was saying, that chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so nectarian. You have to become like honeybees. So we kind of become interested in the nectarine chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Yeah? And Srila Prabhupada then he goes on to say that if we genuinely become interested in Krishna, then whatever deficiencies we have, there are 6 anarthas, all of those will automatically be handled and taken care of. Because Krishna has that power. Yeah? Now, Krishna's name and God himself, God and Krishna, God's name, no difference. It has that potency that uproot any kind of deficiencies that we may have. But one of the greatest deficiencies we have is that we are slaves of our mind. And our mind takes us for task. And we just go with the flow. Go with the flow of mind. We have no control over it. If we are genuinely and sincerely chanting the name of God, all the narthas, all the bad habits that we have built up, that will be washed away automatically. It just happens. It's the byproduct of that. The main product, what the Harinam does, the names of Krishna does, chanting his name, that gives you sublime love towards him. The Krishna Prema. Yeah, Krishna Prema. But as the Krishna Prema comes, as the nectar comes in our hearts, all the narthas, all the bad habits, the envy, the hatred, the competition, comparing and so forth, they start to wash away. They just go away. Until, we do that, there's 2 things that brings down devotees to their knees. One is inattentive chanting of Krishna's name. That's number 1. Number 2 is Vaishnava Aparadh. We may have gone up to the pinnacle of our bhakti, of our devotional service. But if we commit one aparadha towards the servant of God, Krishna, all of that what we have done becomes tainted with a tinge of envy and hatred. You know? Krishna likes very soft butter. Yeah, soft butter. Makhan. You know? No kinkari, no sand in it, no dust in it. Pure. That's how our heart should become. Absolutely pure. And that's so very important for our development in Krishna consciousness. We have to cleanse our heart from lot of malices, lot of bad habits that we have built up in our heart. That's so very important. I'm just reminding myself, because when Srila Prabhupada was giving the class this morning, or listening to his class, I felt so much cleansing I have to do my own heart. So much. Hare Krishna. I felt very pity on myself. Can we get the shlokas there? Is it possible? So today we are going to read from the second chapter, verses 46 and 47. I'll just read the 46 myself, then together we'll read 47. Yavan artha upada. Go there. It's coming. Okay, Yavan artha upadane sarvatah samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. Don't worry about it. Let's get the PowerPoint. Yeah. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Yeah. Just like we have £1 million, do we worry about £10 bill? We don't. That's automatically included in it. Yeah. Similarly, Krishna is like a sun. God is like sun. Krishna, Surya Sama. Yeah. That's Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna, Surya Sama. Maya re andhakar. Maya is like darkness. Illusory potency of Krishna is like darkness. And so we have to be very careful that how we approach. As a small well provides water for a limited need, yeah. But if we have massive reservoir of water that can fulfill all our needs. Similarly, once we know God, once we know Krishna, because what's the purpose of Vedas? Purpose of Vedas is to know ourselves. Vedas are very vast. Very vast. Lot of knowledge. But our human brain can't stand it. That in this age of Kali Yuga, when our brain is so disturbed constantly and all the time. Yeah? Aren't we disturbed? Constantly disturbed. What we did this morning, we won't be able to remember what in the evening. You know, and as we grow older, our memory shrinks as well. Yeah. So Vedas give a lot of knowledge. Yeah. And sometimes we get bewildered what is what. So that's why Krishna has summarized everything in a very kind of summarized form in Bhagavad Gita. So, so the Vedas have a lot of sections, and one of the sections is Karma Kanda. And most of religions of the world, they focus on this, Karma Kanda. That if I go to church, my well-being means so I'll have peace, my well-being will be sorted out, I'll have money, I'll have wealth, yeah? But just by going to temple or churches won't solve the problem. So Prabhupada, to the purport of verse 1 of Shishtastakam, he gives example of an elephant bath. The elephant goes in the river, has nice bath, and comes out, and what it does? Yeah. So get the sand in the trunk and all over the body. Again. If that's our purpose of going to church, is to go and confess, or the temple, go and confess, Krishna, I want, please purify me today. Then back again, drinking, taking drugs, and abusing other people, thinking who is inferior, who is superior than me. There's the whole purpose of going to temple or church is failed immediately. What's the use of it? So atonement that we attempted failed. And that's what that was the Karma Kanda is. Karma Kanda is that you go for spiritual practice, you have bargaining chip there, that give me this, I'll do this, give me this, I will do that. What it doesn't do, it gets us from the cycle of birth, old age, disease and death. It won't. It won't take us. So Karma Kanda, in the second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Dharma Projit Katava. All these are show religion. That distract us from the true purpose of human potential should be given up. Projit means give up. Katav means show religion, fake. Should be given up. Next slide. The ultimate purpose of the Vedas is this. What Krishna says in the 15th chapter of the 15th verse. What's that? Sarvasya chaham hidi sannivisto mattah smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Vedeshu sarvar aham eva vidya. What's the final line? We read on Tuesday, before that's our mentorship class. So Vedanta Krit, Veda Vid, Eva Chaham. Eva Chaham. Sarvasya Chaham Hidi Sannivishti. I'm sitting in everyone's heart. Krishna is sitting in everyone's heart. In yours, in mine, in dog, in cat, animal, tree, plant. That's a true equality. Just by women competing with men and men competing with women won't bring equality. It won't. What will bring equality? When we see the same substance is within my heart, the same substance is also in others' heart. That's part and parcel of God. We are spirit souls. That's the only thing that can bring true harmony in our society. Not just society, but ecological system as well. We are unnecessarily killing so many billions and billions of animals. For what? Just for the taste buds. Killing. Mercilessly. Then we come out and talk about peace. How can we have peace in the world when the slaughterhouses are filled with cries of poor animals, helpless animals? That's what the human potentials are doing these days. We are creating havoc, tormenting the world and then expecting some peace in the world. That's impossible. That's impossible. That's destroying the very fabric of our society. The family units have destroyed, completely gone. I see it all the time in my workplace. I feel sorry for people. If you're separating the poor calves from their mothers, how can you expect the society to live as a family unit? Impossible. You will be separated from your parents or children. You can't expect that something you're doing to others won't come to you. This is karma. It's a hardcore karma. It's going to come. It's going to come. Simple. Whatever you throw in the world, in the universe, is going to come to you. Yeah, equal and opposite. That's Newton's third law. Whatever force you apply against that wall, the wall is applying the same amount of force opposite way towards you. That's karma, nothing else. That's a pure science. Karma is pure science. It happens. If you emit a negative energy in the creation, you're going to have the similar negative energy coming to you. Sooner or later, it will catch you. You won't escape. It's impossible. It will not go away. It's impossible. We think that, very clever, and today I broke the traffic rule, I escaped. Hey, fantastic. The karmas, they catch. They come. So Krishna is sitting in everyone's heart. And that's how we have to see. That's sambandh. Yeah? That's building a relationship with God. Start to see Krishna in everyone's heart. Yeah? That's a beautiful experience, isn't it? They start seeing a spirit soul in everyone. Kind of seated here. You'll bring a true equality. Mattah smritir jnanam apohanam. Krishna is saying that I give remembrance to people. Yeah? So shouldn't we be proud of our own, the grey matters we got. Because what we do, we just kind of memorize few words and we think that we have become very brainy man or woman. Krishna also gives forgetfulness. For some, forgetfulness is a mercy. Just imagine, based on a karma in the previous life, I may have been a pig. I may be born somewhere. If I had remembrance of all of that, my life would be miserable. Isn't it? Krishna gives forgetfulness. Krishna also gives remembrance. So don't feel proud of our own grey matter. Shouldn't be. Vedeshu sarva aham eva vidyo. What's the purpose of Vedas? Purpose of the Vedas, Krishna is saying, not the purpose is to exchange. You give me this and I give you this. No. Purpose of Vedas is to aham eva vidyo. To know me. To know Krishna. That's the purpose. Yeah? So the purpose of all the literatures in the world, be it Bible, be it Ramayana, Gita, Bhagavatam, Vedas, purpose is to know God. But sometimes, purpose is not clear. We get lost. We get busy with paraphernalias and ritualistic ceremonies performed. Krishna is saying, give up. Yeah? Krishna tells Arjuna, is it give up Vedas? Krishna tells Arjuna, Sarv Dharmani Parityajya. That's including Vedas. Even though Krishna is a compiler of Veda, Krishna telling Arjuna to surrender only to me, give up all varieties of religion. And I was listening to class of Radhanath Swami this morning as well. And he says that Krishna is asking Arjuna to denounce Vedas as well. That's what Buddha did. Yeah? The Buddha was incarnation of Krishna. And what he did? He denounced the Vedas because they were misusing Vedas. So Krishna telling Arjuna as well to give up Vedas, Sarva Dharma. Just surrender to me. Vedanta Krit, Krishna is the Vedanta Krit. Krishna is the compiler of Vedas. And what else? Vedavid. He is the knower of Vedas. Next slide. Then in the purport, Srila Prabhupada gives this verse, 15:7. Yeah? So, Mame Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manasasthani Indriyani Prakriti Asthani Karshati. So, Mame Vamsho, my Amsha. We are part and parcel of Krishna, part and parcel of God. That's what Krishna is saying. Mame Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We are the fragmental part of Krishna. But they are conditioned in this world, not knowing. And what is bewildering us? Manasasthani Indriyani. Yeah? The sixth sense. Yeah? Sixth sense is what? Our mind. It's tormenting us. The only way, the mind, only way, there is no other way we can control our mind. Yeah? When you read the sixth chapter where the description of Dhyana Yoga, in that I think the verse 36, 37, the description that how Krishna is asking Arjuna. Yeah? The Arjuna is telling Krishna, the controlling wind is easy, but the mind is impossible. Mind is impossible. He's saying, Arjuna, who was the friend of Krishna, he's saying impossible. And we think, I have a control over my mind. I can think rational. The only way we can control the mind, yeah, when we surrender the mind in the service of Krishna. Yeah, there's no other way. There's no other way. Prakriti asthani karsu. They're struggling very hard because mind is giving a lot of beating. Next. Chanting is the highest practice. Chanting is the highest practice. This verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd Canto 33:7. Very powerful. Yeah? Sometimes we may think that I'm from the priestly class of society. I know Bible. I know Ramayana. I know Gita. Srimad Bhagavatam. I've read it. When I go to India and talk to a lot of people, I've read Gita. As if they know everything about Gita. They know Krishna. I know Krishna. Yeah, they have no clue. After reading and understanding Gita, and you still have an ego in the heart that I know, because more you know about Krishna, you understand how less you know about Krishna. But if you have that ego that I have read Bhagavatam, I have read Gita, I have read Charitamrita, and I know everything about, and you have ego about it, oh, fool number one. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to South India Yatra, he didn't stop by Brahmanas who were kind of reading Shastras and, kind of mugging up in their brain cells. But he saw the kind of beautiful Brahmana who was holding the Bhagavad Gita upside down, and he was crying, torrents of tears flowing down his cheeks. He said, why are you crying? He said, I don't know how to read, but I'm seeing this picture of Krishna, here. And he was thinking that how my Lord Krishna, he became charioteer of his devotee and friend, and that friend would kick Krishna right, turn right, kick on the left, turn left. Krishna became his servant. Is there any other kind of sect or path of religion that teaches this, that tells us that Krishna, the bhakti, the devotion has so much power that Krishna can become our servant. And Krishna likes that. Yeah? Krishna likes doing that. No qualification. Even the dog eater, if chants Krishna's name, they are way, way better than any brahmanas who are reciting Shastras. Yeah? So the class of Radhanath Swami today, when I was listening, he said, so there was kind of temple opening of Surat temple. There was one section where devotees were chanting Krishna's name. There was one section where they had hired brahmanas to recite mantras, different mantras. And at the end, the devotees who chanted, they went and had prasadam and all of that. Here the brahmana, at the end, they were arguing about, give us more money. And we spent about 8 hours chanting mantra for the last 3 days. Do you think that their mantra chanting helped asking Krishna to come and appear in the deity? Or was it devotees chanting, who were chanting simple, Hare Krishna Rama, and that Krishna pleased and appeared in the deity form? What do you think? Chanting Vedic mantras? The brahmanas who thought that at the end they can negotiate and get more money? Or the simple-hearted devotees who just had Krishna prasadam and happy and Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. We need to have a simple heart. No desire to exchange the Krishna Prema in our heart for anything in the world. Doesn't matter what. Yeah? Chanting brings us directly to Krishna. Nothing else. Next verse. Next one. Yeah, so this is very important slide. So Kaler Dosho Nidhe Rajan Asti Ek Mahan Guna. That's coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. That in this age of Kali, nothing going to work. No gymnastics of yoga. Catching our nose from here, our ear from there, nothing going to work. The only thing that's going to work is guaranteed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Kaler dosho nidhe rajan asti eko mahan guna. In this age, there is unlimited deficiencies. Only one great quality. You know what that is? Kirtanad eva Krishnasya. If we just chant the name of Krishna, Mukta Sangha Param Prajit. It guarantees liberation. And not just liberation. Liberation is the servant of devotees. But they achieve the highest perfection, and that's the eternal service to Krishna. That's the highest perfection. Not mukti. Bhakti, mukti. Yeah? Krishna says not. Next verse. Next time. Now we'll read 247. We have 10 minutes. Time. This is very important verse. Yeah. Does anyone remember? 247? What's that verse?
My pronunciation is wrong.
Go on.
Favorite verse of the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
The last week. I know this one.
Well done. Fantastic. She remembers. Ma karma fal hetur te sangos to karmani. Yeah. Translation is this. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty. Yeah. I have to pay attention to each word. Next slide. I'm going to break it down. And that's what I have done. Yeah. Karmanye vadhikaraste. You have right to your duty. You have right to your duty, but you do not have right to neglect it. Yeah? Because if we are born, duties we have to do. Born, and even if we stay idle, is still incurring karma. Yeah? Just by breathing, we're killing so many animals, so many insects. The karma is being churned. impossible to become idle. Yeah? Karmanye vadhikarasya. You have adhikar to perform karma. But you don't have right to neglect it. That's important to notice. Yeah? Next. Ma phalesh kudacha. We control our effort. Yeah? But what we don't control? We do not control the outcome. Yeah? Ma phaleshu. We do not control outcome. Yeah? But you're not entitled to the fruits of your action. Just like a student goes to class, goes to school. Yeah? Just by going to school, it doesn't guarantee that he's going to come out to be a learned person. Yeah? Effort has to be made. Even if you put effort, if the person by his previous karma has not received much grey matter in the brain, you can't transplant knowledge in their brain, can you? No. So going to school, that person. Yeah? But whether he's going to come out kind of learned, that's entirely not his thing. Just like us, we go to work, we see patients, and many times we say, we can't do anything. When you perform operation, but do you guarantee that it's going to be successful 100%? No, we take consent, things may go wrong. Therefore the consent is there. Yeah, things may go wrong. It's not in your hand. But you do your best. You don't say, oh, because I can't guarantee 100% success, I'm not going to do operation. No. You don't do that. Yeah, similarly, we have to perform actions, but it doesn't say that the result is guaranteed what I'm expecting. There are a lot of unexpected in life. Yeah, next. Ma karma phal hetu. Success never depends on us alone. Yeah? The children born in the same family, they go to same school, and one turns out to be scientist and one politician. That's enough said. Yeah? Same education level, same thing, but a lot of things depends your previous karma. Yeah? Your time. Sometimes time is just, you miss your flight by a few seconds. Yeah? It happens. It has happened to me. Yeah? And what's your nature? You go to the same school, but if your nature is not kind of aligned with education, you're not going to learn much. It doesn't matter how forcefully you send the child to the school. It won't. There's Steve Jobs. He dropped out, didn't he? Yeah? And he used to go to ISKCON temple to get his midday meal. The one meal a day. But something clicked. And basically he became one of the most success story we hear, isn't it? From being nothing to one of the richest. And then what happened? At the end of his life, he was ready to pay any amount to extend his life. And he said that in that kind of, the last kind of speech he gave. Couldn't do anything. That's life, isn't it? When the time has come, nothing can buy a single breath. Nothing. Yeah. So if we have success in life, what Srila Prabhupada says in the lecture of this sloka, if you think that success has come, that should bring compassion and humility and gratitude. If the success doesn't bring that, believe me, the fall down begins. Yes, we may not see it in this life, yeah, because karma works in that way, but the future lives will be gutted. Yeah. If we are intelligent, if success has come, nice house, nice cars, nice expensive stuff, that should bring gratitude and humility and utilize that potential in Krishna consciousness. Matte sango astu akarmani. Some people misunderstand detachment as laziness. Yeah? We should be detached from the fruits of our actions. So we have duty to perform action, but we should be detached from the fruits. Yeah? But that doesn't mean that we give up working and become lazy. We should not. I'll read the whole translation once. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities. Because we take credit. I've done a good deed. Take credit. If something bad happens, we go through notes to find out who else was involved and blame over. That happens in my workplace. Yeah. Never be attached to not doing your duty. Yeah? A karmani. You have to do your duty. Don't become attached. That was the point now. Let me go to Himalayas, become a sadhu, don't do anything. And Krishna criticized and chastised Arjuna. Yeah? About that. Because they're not sadhus who do not light fire, Krishna says in Gita. They have to act. Next slide. So Prabhupada, in the purport, he says this. There are 3 types of activity. One is prescribed as per Shastras, Gurus and Sadhus. Yeah? Sorry. Go back. Yeah? That's a prescribed duty. And they purify our existence. Prescribed duties as per Shastras. That's what Krishna says in the Gita. It's a precious activity. Out of whim we decide, I'm going to do this. They're not prescribed. So there are rules and regulations. And one day we decide, I'm going to drive opposite direction in that lane. Yeah, that's the whim. Capricious. Yeah? Krishna says, if you do this, you'll come to me. I'm going to do this, completely opposite. So that's a whim. So how to do the duty that's beneficial to us. And then the third one Krishna said in this word is inaction. Because sometimes we think that if I do not act, I won't incur any sin. Yeah? That's inaction. But Krishna decides that. So Arjuna wanted to avoid fighting. And Krishna says, Kudashtukas malamidam isme visme samupasitam. How this impurity has come upon you. So action is important. Now we need to know what kind of action we do. When we dovetail our consciousness, our mind with Krishna, Krishna will dictate things within. Okay, this is your dharma now. And that's what Krishna did to Arjuna. Your dharma, your religion is to fight. That's your duty. Next one. And 3 types of prescribed duties. One is routine. Yeah. Like all the devotees we are here, our routine is that we chant our rounds, we go to work. Going to work is also part of devotion. But we should do it for Krishna. Not for sense gratification. Then it becomes part of prescribed duties, routine duties. Chanting, reading Bhagavatam, reading Gita, all of that for devotees. So everything, whatever activities we do, cooking in the kitchen, everything can be this routine activities of prescribed duties. Yeah? Second is emergency. Yeah? Like suppose, one's supposed to do service today this here. But one devotee didn't come, whose service was to serve prasadam, for example. Yeah? Now so I think one of us is going to kind of get engaged in their service. That becomes emergency service. And that's okay. That's also help us in progress. So whatever we have to do in life, those are emergencies, we deal with it. But those actions also should be adopted in God consciousness. Third is desired activity. Yeah? So you have some desire. The prescribed duties given by our nature by Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, but desired that one day I want to become a temple president. That's a devotional, that's aspirational, and the devotee may work towards that. As long as in that process he doesn't commit any offense, that's valid. But if he commits offense in that process, offending devotees and thinking that temple president is less intelligent, I can do a better job, that's an offense. Yeah? So desired activity is allowed, but not causing any offense. That's important. Next slide. Next slide, I'll leave that. This last one. So, 246, know Krishna. Yeah, that's what in that verse we talked about. 247 was serve Krishna. Yeah, that's the essence. That doesn't matter what we do. We must serve Krishna, and this becomes our karma. Our karma is that we don't get bind with any karma. And Srila Prabhupada, mentions this. I just captured it from the lecture I was reading today. We are entitled to our service, not to its result. When our duty is offered to Krishna without attachment, work becomes worship, and action becomes liberation. So don't get attached. That's the best part of it. So Krishna consciousness is a beautiful process. We can apply the 24/7, including sleep. Yeah, when devotees go to sleep, they read, before going to sleep, you read a passage and meditate upon that. So when you wake up in the morning, you have beautiful aroma of that pastimes of Krishna in your mind. You wake up thinking about it, you wake up, It gives you a nice kick in the morning. Then you grab your chanting beads, not phone. Let me see who won the football match. Yeah, these days. Or what did Trump do today? No. Do the best thing as you wake up. Do the best thing in the morning. Grab your chanting beads. I was reading the routine of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He would wake up, straight away he would indulge in chanting. Then he would kind of write books for 6 hours before going to work. Can you imagine? From 1 a.m. till 7 a.m. From 1 a.m. till 7 a.m. And not taking bath yet. He will take shower later on. With that kind of sadhu. Once you connect, things just manifest. Yes. Any questions? Any comments? I will have Kirtan. Yes.
You did mention during the promotion in the start, like when you were hearing from Radhanath Prabhu, that Brahmanas performing mantras and asking for the money, where Brahmanas' duty, prescribed duties is to chant mantras and then to earn money with that. That's their livelihood.
Brahma janatiti brahmana.
Then how is it like, I always had this in my mind, like serving someone who is very needed or giving money to Brahmanas in the temple. Which one is better as per Gita or from your experience?
One of the things is the Brahma janatiti brahmana. That's very important for Brahmanas to know.
The cut down point, like where they should not ask more than that.
No, cut down point is this. Do they know God? Do they know Krishna? That's the beginning point. Brahma janatiti brahmana. Because Krishna says in Bhagavatam, Kalo Sudra Sambhava. If the purpose of reciting mantras is to earn money, is that going to fructify? They should sit there, just like one of the sadhus I heard saying, just set your rate, but don't bargain. Don't bargain. That destroys the whole ethos and principles. Just I will charge this money because this is my livelihood. and I'm going to, do this. But bargaining, come to install deities of Krishna and bargaining, you should be willing to, okay, let me do it for free. Okay, whatever you desire, you pay me. But the first point is that, are they Brahmanas? Brahmajanaditi Brahmana. That's so very important. That's why there is a lot of problem in Sanatana Dharma. Because we wrongly claiming to be Brahmanas, we wrongly claiming to be Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, but mostly we are Shudras. So my profession, as per kind of my profession, I'm a Shudra. Because I serve in the hospital. Yes, I go to teach in the college, then I become Brahmana. When I protect people, I become Kshatriya. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he said, I'm not a Brahmana, I'm not a Kshatriya, I'm nothing. I'm just a servant of Krishna. And that's what the identity we should be fighting for. Nothing else. We just want to become humble, menial servant of Krishna. No other tag is going to help us. The only tag is going to attract Krishna's mercy is when we try to serve his devotees sincerely, with humility and compassion. Nothing else. Nothing else. Hare Krishna. And Danghati Prabhu has given a signal. He wants to start.
Hare जय हो विष्णुपाद
प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासुदेव गौर गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, सामवेद भक्त बिंद की जय। All glories assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories to Shri Guru Shri Gaur.
You say.
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे
नमो ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे
नमो ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे
पुण्यवतं राजन्
स्वपुण्यवतं राजन्
विश्वासो न विजयते
विश्वासो न विजयते
शरीराविद्या जोड़ेन्द्रियाकायिका जीवे फैले विषय सागरे तारा मध्ये ज्वालति लोकमय सुरमति ताके ताकतिन संसरे कृष्णपदो दोयामो गोरिकारे जीवज स्वप्रसादं दिलोहाय श्री अन्नामृत भाव राधा कृष्ण गुण गा प्रेम दासो चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे